welcome to another episode of All Star Fandom Show. This is a special Wednesday night edition where we are going to do a review of Daredevil Born Again episodes 5 and episode 6. Last night they dropped a twofer. They dropped double the trouble on us, and we didn't do this last night because we normally go on Tuesday night. We're going to do it tonight, special edition. So if you're here with us, thank you for joining us. And if you're not here with us, come in here and join us. Drop some comments, join the conversation. And as you know, I'm not here by myself. By the way, I'm Doc, if you didn't look down in the corner. How y'all doing? I'm not here by myself. I got the one and only Jen. She in here with me. No, Miss No herself. She in here with me. Jen, you know what we gonna do?
We're just gonna get right to it.
You already know how I get down. Let's get right to it. Daredevil Born Again episode 5. Give me your reaction.
Okay, real quick. One other thing. It's like, yeah, we had to make the decision to be adults and say we have to get up for work in the morning. So we'll talk to everybody tomorrow.
As one of our favorite on this show, one of our favorite fans, Mr.
Hey!
Turtle. Welcome again tonight. Thank you so much. And in your words, yeah, we too old to be up there and then trying to do a show.
Listen,
right.
Listen, it's not about being old. It's about do I call out sick tomorrow and lie to my manager, or do I just go and not?
Did I tell you? I was like, "Ooh!" I said, "Ooh, I don't know if I can do it." I didn't have it in me, but it's all good.
Honestly, we called each other at work. It's like, do you want to stay up till midnight? I'm like, no.
I had to be up at 5. I was like, no, I can't do it. But that's neither here nor there. I want your reactions to. Give me 5 minutes of your reaction for the whole episode 5.
Oh man, the first thing I thought about 5. They're actually bunching up together right now. 5 was very good, and I feel like we called some things last week with some of the things that we saw and how that bled over into episode 6. I think I'm more leaning on 6 than I am 5.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with 5 at all, but just with what they did with the story and how we've been calling both Matt and Fisk ticking time bombs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, he went to town.
So, yeah. I don't mean to interrupt. Jen is talking about episode 6, and we're gonna get there. So I'm gonna dive into episode 5.
Go stop me
because episode 6 was, oh my goodness. Can I just say that?
Yeah, so, go to 5.
People at home who have not watched Daredevil Born Again as of yet on Disney Plus, episodes 1 through 6 is out now. Go binge watch. But if you're here, there's going to be some spoilers. Hey, heads up. But if you've been here, you already know how we get down. So here we go. Matt Murdock. I was going to say Mr. Murder himself. Let me tell you something. Matt Murdock was on 1 in episode 5 and episode 6. So let me break it down for you people. Good people, how you doing? Yeah, so Matt Murdock is a lawyer in Hell's Kitchen. He went to the bank to try to get a loan. They denied him. He left, but he knew something was afoot. And he turned around, walked back in that bank so calm, and proceeded to ruin their entire plan.
He was in control the entire time. Thank you for saying all that, because now I'm recalling. And for me as a New Yorker, opening up with the St. Patrick's Day parade, I was like, oh my gosh, we just had that here in the city.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And I was like, okay, St. Patrick's Day parade, let's get it. But then,
the city is literally insane. Like that, some of that is like real footage from the previous year or whenever they filmed it. That's like real shots.
Really?
Yeah, you can't fake that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to have, Like, we throw it down for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but another parade that is lit every year is the St. Patty's Day Parade.
I'll say y'all really do take it to the next level when it comes to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Take it from somebody who has watched every year since I guess since I was 3.
Yep.
I want to say since I was 3. I have watched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With my family, we have watched. So yeah, we know about that. But the St. Patrick's Day Parade, I've always wanted to visit New York during that time. Don't they do the River Green, right? They dye the river or lake or something like that.
We don't dye the Hudson River green. If we did, that was probably when I was a young child or wasn't born yet. I think it's somewhere else where they do
or
that.
Maybe I was going to say maybe I'm getting it confused, but I remember seeing something where they dye like the whole lake green, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
we've never done that here, I don't think, because the Hudson River is pretty long.
Yeah.
It goes way north.
Oh yeah, for sure. But side mission, back on topic. Jen, Matt Murdock went in this bank. He went back in this bank, shall I say. Went back in this bank, and these guys were in there robbing the bank. And just so happened, the person who denied Matt for the loan was in there terrified. He was the assistant bank manager. And he straight up lied to that man's face and told him he can open that vault, and we finna skip ahead right now.
We
going to the vault scene.
Wait. We're not gonna say who it is.
No.
Why?
Not just yet. Not just yet. Hold up.
Okay.
They haven't seen
one
it.
of the things I got so excited about.
So thank you, Turtle. I'm sorry. Turtle said that is in Boston. Where they
it's Boston.
Thank you.
No,
Turtle.
yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So back in the vault. We're in the vault. Matt Murdock has super hearing. We already know this. He's
that scene was just like the fact that someone is talking and he's clicking. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude.
And so we're at the vault scene. The assistant bank manager can't get this vault open because he does not know the combination. Jen, now tell the people who the assistant manager is at the bank.
The assistant manager at the bank is Kamala's father.
Oh, yes.
Kamala.
I'm sorry, guys.
AKA Miss Marvel.
Yes, AKA Miss Marvel. Her dad is the assistant.
Oh my gosh! Hi, Dion. Hi, baby Xander.
I wonder if you're gonna see that.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
And Chicago Rivers turns green too. Okay, so we got Boston, we got Chicago. Thank you.
We are actually at the screen, like the baby can really see us. Like,
hi, baby.
So for those of you all who didn't know, Dion had a baby. That's why you can't do it.
He had his first baby, yes. And he's a beautiful boy.
Yes, a beautiful baby. But back to the bank manager. The bank manager, the bank assistant manager, is Kamala Khan's father, who is known as...
I forget his name at the moment. I'm just so excited.
His name is Yusuf.
Yusuf, thank you. Yes, Yusuf. His name is Yusuf. Mm-hmm. And let's back up just a little bit then, since we are talking about Yusuf. So when the camera panned to the desk and you see the little pop figure, I was like, what is that?
Yes.
Is that? And then Matt is sitting down and then he walks up. I'm like, they're setting up for Young Avengers. This is a setup for Young Avengers. You got Agatha all along with Billy Maximoff. Then you get White Tiger's niece, and now we're getting Kamala, and he's inviting him over for dinner so he can meet Kamala. Mm-hmm. Yes. This is a setup for Young freaking Avengers, and I'm so excited.
You and me both. I'm excited. I'm really excited for Young Avengers. And we already know some of the main characters. They've already been in a couple of movies, and as you said, they've already been in a couple of TV shows.
Yep.
So as you all know, watching Marvel, you got to watch some stuff to kind of keep up with. So that's how they keep you covered.
Honestly, it's like with the Star Wars franchise, we're at the point with both cinematic universes where even if you don't like it, I'm not going to apologize for saying this. You're going to have to do a little bit of homework.
Mm-hmm.
They're like these universes are massive, and the more they're diving into comic book lore or cherry picking from comic book lore and how they're setting things up, you still have to do your homework.
Yes, you do. That's so true. And she is telling you the truth. You have to go back and watch the movies, maybe read a book or a story or two, so you can catch up and know what's going on. And it's worth it. If you're a part of this world, you already know it's worth it. But
oh yeah.
So Miss Marvel's, it is Miss Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her dad is down here trying to open up this vault. He can't open up this vault. He about to get shot.
And the way
they are tired of him stalling, and they tired of playing games with him.
The way I enjoy his character because I have two of my best friends are Indian, and like when they started doing Miss Marvel and bringing Indian culture onto the scene, the conversations we were having about what they were doing and how Yosef is such a typical father, and then me just watching him, I'm like, oh my gosh, if Kamala was here right now.
Oh yeah, those guys would have been well beat down already. But she wasn't available at the moment. But lo and behold, it was Yusuf's lucky day because who was in that bank? Mr. Matt Murdock himself.
The devil.
You already know. Man, Matt proceeded to whoop this dude's behind in this stairwell every which way. That man must have touched every stair in that stairwell. Matt whooped his butt so bad.
Like, and then just the way his senses are so almost Spider-Man like, just because the way he heard the gun slipping and the way he caught it, so that way it wouldn't make another noise to notify the other colleagues, if you will, that something's going on in the back stairwell. And he really did a good Irish accent.
Yes, he did. Not only did he do a really good one, but the negotiator did a good one when she was telling her joke.
She did. Even the guy was like, I'm impressed.
She did a good one. And, I might play.
That was actually a good joke. I was cracking up.
It was funny. It was funny. But we get off topic. I want to line this thing up before we go into episode 6, because it all leads to something, right? So because I got a theory when we get finished with episode 6. I got a
couple. Okay? I want to hear yours first when we get to it. You're going first.
So back in the bank, Matt Murdock is whooping this dude's tail on the stairs. He catches the guns to prevent noise so the other burglars don't, catch wind of what's going on. But eventually he gets through this guy, knocks out another guy. Now we're at the bank vault with Yusuf and Matt. Yusuf doesn't know the combination. Matt tells him, we cannot go upstairs empty-handed. We got to go upstairs with something. If we're not going to go upstairs with these two dudes, they just sit down here with us. Because if they don't come up with something, they're going to be dead. So we have to be dead, right? Needless to say, Matt had super hearing. So what do y'all think? He put them ears to that vault and went to work. Popped his vault open. And there they found, they had to go through a lot of boxes. They found one of the most beautiful diamonds ever found on Earth.
And the way they figured it out too was very clever, because they were like, wait, hold on. They checked one of the goons, and then one of the goons happened to have the key. And it's like, I can't make out these numbers. Wait, there's a 4 on it. Okay, let's start with the 4s. And then they happen to find the right one by process of elimination. That's very clever writing.
And that's why I told you, man, I love some of this writing that's going on with the TV series or these streaming series versus some of these movies, because it's really good. But very clever writing. So they get the diamond, they go back upstairs, and I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit, Jen, to where they're getting ready to be raided because the SWAT team is there. So the SWAT team is getting ready to come in.
Oh yeah.
And like the negotiator was saying, hey, if you go in there and there's a firefight, you have the hostages in the midst of the firefight. The whole point of us is not to lose anybody. SWAT team is like, forget that. We going in. Enough is enough. We're tired of this, right? Because you can't stall this guy anymore. He just said he's going to kill somebody in 10 minutes. We got to go in.
Yeah.
They breach. They go in. Before that, Matt had a brief conversation with the young lady because she asked him to sit down before everybody get in trouble. Just real brief. Nobody even paid attention to her. Right? The guy who's the head burglar tells Matt, hey, give me whatever you got down there from that vault. Give it to me. I'm going to shoot somebody in the face. Right? Matt gives him the thing. He turns and hands it to that woman that Matt had that brief encounter with, right?
She's a molita.
Yep, had a brief encounter with the young lady. He turns, not even knowing she's part of the whole scam or whatever, hands her thing, she takes off, right? Whole breach. This dude has the wherewithal to have a whole cop uniform on up under his coveralls.
He came prepared.
Yes, he came prepared. Came out, walked out the bank, thought he was scot-free. Well, who was on his tippy toes of the bank?
And how like I don't. Here's the interesting thing, because technically, like in the world of Daredevil, let's say hypothetically this was really happening in New York City today, which I live here, wouldn't surprise me. The fact that he acts like one of the goons that he picked actually had the red mask. What are the chances a blind man picking the right color?
The right color. Right. I gotta post this one right here.
Yeah.
This is exactly
how absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's exactly how these episodes made me feel. It had that vibe, and I don't have a problem with that vibe because I like dark. You know what I'm saying?
No, the vibe fits this character, even though it's a Marvel universe. It really does fit the character, and that vibe I think fits with other characters as well. And I think if it were more lighthearted, more on the cartoonier side, it wouldn't come off as well.
No, it wouldn't, and that's why I know some people don't like it when the comics, when they make a show or a movie and it's quote unquote too realistic. Because they I guess you need some of that comic feeling to it, right? But I'm enjoying Daredevil and how it is. And like I said, I really love the fact that you are in New York, you live in New York, you see these things. And I'm gonna piggyback off what you were saying about Matt's hearing. It's amazing how he can pick through all the noise of New York. We're talking about horns honking, taxis, people screaming, walking.
And Kamala's dad is a chatterbox. So, like, on top of him being a natural chatterbox, and then he's nervous, and then he's listening to the clicking. I'm like, dude, your skill is
exactly. And not miss a beat in the conversation. Not one beat in the conversation. He hears everything. And even when he picked out that dude's footsteps, or however he picked him from everybody, he's still in the building. He is still in the bank when he hears this dude walking.
I would argue, which I would probably get a lot of smack from a lot of fans, and that's okay. But I would argue that he could send Spider-Man with his senses for a run with his money. Because I'm just like, dude, how do you hear that through cinder block walls and marble? And marble. How?
Sometimes Spider-Man senses be too late. They are delayed.
That's
like, man, where is your Spidey sense?
Because he's so in love. He's distracted.
That's what you think it is? That's what we gonna blame it on?
Sometimes. Especially when she's around.
Oh, but listen. So Matt picks this guy out. Commits the dog snot out of this man. I'm not gonna tell y'all what happened because I want y'all to go and watch this show if you have not seen Daredevil.
Like, if you wanted a proper illustration of someone getting the throwdown, it would be that.
It would be that. Definitely, it would be that.
If you ever wondered, what does it really look like for someone to go through a really throwdown? Watch this.
And literally get beat to sleep. If you haven't seen it, watch episode 5. The fake cop gets beat down. So he beats the dude down.
Yep.
Goes back to the bank. Kamala's dad is there. They have another talk. He still denied my man for the loan.
But
after he had saved his life.
But he offered him to come to dinner to talk about different funding.
Yeah, and meet his daughter and family. And what did Matt leave him as a present or just a little gift?
The diamond.
Left him the diamond. He had the diamond the whole time.
He had the diamond the whole time.
The little piece of trinket. I'm not going to tell y'all what it was because you need to go and watch the show. It's good. But he left him the diamond. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of my theory before we go to episode 6.
Go for it.
I think they was stealing that diamond for King.
Say that one more time.
I think they were in there stealing that diamond for King King.
Oh, I think so. Absolutely.
Okay. So we're on the same page then.
Oh no, like instantly, like the moment like they were talking about the boss, I'm like, oh, they're there for King.
Yeah.
They're there for King.
Because I'm thinking to myself, who else would they be in there stealing a rare diamond for?
Well, no, like this is why you have to pay attention to some of the dialogue actor or these characters are talking about. When you hear the king talking about how he has to squeeze them to get them to react and let them fight for, like, basically kill each other off. You don't think he's gonna, stir the pot a little bit? Come on.
But like I said, that's just my theory, and I can be wrong. I've been wrong several times. And I don't mind being wrong.
Turtle posted in the chat that he has a theory, and he is asking if he can share. Yes, you can. Please do. Would love to hear it.
Please share your theory, and we will put it up on the screen, sir.
And we will discuss it.
Yes, and we will talk about it. So Jim,
right away I knew it was King. It was just like, oh, I know who the boss is.
But here's the flip side to that. Because we know in this universe, even with Daredevil, there's a lot of bosses. But I'm thinking it's Kingpin because he's the only person I can think of who would even know that diamond is in the vault.
But then, with the way they're setting up characters and how they're bringing them in, I had no idea they were going to bring in Kamala. And look at the way they did it. They did it so underhandedly and not even using her directly, using her father.
And on top of that, the way they're weaving these stories together, because when he was talking about Kamala, and Matt was like, well, I've been out of town or something like that. He said, I hadn't heard about it. That's when he was in California in the yellow suit.
You think?
Yes, I do.
So does that mean then that he and Jen broke up after that?
I assume they did because now he's with the therapist.
Well, because they left the cliffhanger where Hulk shows up with his son.
Well, yeah, but still, you think about this.
Like he was present. He was still eating and he was happy. They were happy.
I'm just saying, think about this though. Think about it. They were happy. They were enjoying dating.
They have shown the yellow mask.
But hold on, I'm gonna say this. Who else is in California, in San Diego, where he was visiting? Karen is in San Diego.
It's true. Oh.
Now you see where I'm going with this?
Okay.
So he went to San Diego and side mission. Y'all know how we good for these side missions. Went to San Diego to see Karen.
Okay. You know what? That answers the question to the timeline because I was like, how does that fit in? So she went out to San Diego. He
after Foggy got shot.
Probably went to try to go fix it. She rejected him, and he happened to be in the neighborhood.
Yep. And instead of bringing the red suit,
he brought the
yellow suit.
Because we've seen the yellow mask a couple times.
That's where I am with it. But let me. I'm gonna put this up because Turtle is giving us his theory. Okay. Y'all, excuse me for 1 second. All righty, Turtle.
Here we go.
I'm just gonna read this. I mean, why did the bankers have keys but not yet? Turtle, we've been asking the same question. I don't understand why you give the manager a key, but they don't have the combination to the ball. How is that going to help anybody if you get into a sticky situation? Sticky situation like they were in last night.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like the assistant manager, they should be privy to that information because they are the assistant manager. Because what if the manager was present, but like, I don't know, something else? Like, you know, let's say hypothetically, they knock the manager out by accident. Like, crap, who else knows this thing?
So I agree with you, Jen, with what you just said. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to put something up there.
Go for it.
Because you're seeing what I'm seeing, right? What Turtle is saying. All right. So we're going to start here. I'm going to just say, I don't know about this fight. I don't know if I would put money on this fight because both of these guys can go there when they are that upset.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
100.
But
absolutely.
I want to get to this theory of turtles.
Go for it.
Well, it's a theory. They might be animated in the rare form. So you think that diamond is adamantium in the rare form? Now, if you hadn't seen Captain America Brave New World yet,
I completely
there was a celestial coming out of the sea, which had adamantium in its rare form within the celestial.
Yes.
So you're saying within that diamond, because in that diamond there was a little sliver of silver. I don't know if you saw that yet.
No, I didn't. I would actually have to freeze it and give it a really good looking over.
Okay, so that's the theory. I could see that and why that diamond is so important, and why Kingpin will want that diamond.
And then my question is, how does King know about it?
How does he know about anything? How did he know his wife was cheating? How did he know about Matt's problems? How does he
it's like, where is he getting his information? Because that's another mystery. Where is he getting his info? Like, how does he know about that?
Like, how does he know about the therapist? Like, I guarantee you he knows about the therapist. 100%.
Oh, absolutely he does. Like that whole build up and that whole setup, and that he just happened to walk in like to that office like coincidentally. No. Yes,
this is a post from Dion. West Coast Avengers coming. Yeah. You sure? And
we're getting set up.
Dude just posted another thing, and I'm gonna put this up real quick. Shang-Chi is in California too.
He is. Shang-Chi is in California.
I mean,
that's another. You know what? You know what though? That's another interesting pathway of, you know, yes, Karen is in San Diego, San Francisco, wherever she is.
Mm-hmm.
But then let's say like with the events of Shang-Chi, maybe he went there to go see Shang-Chi.
But for what reason?
I have no idea. It's Marvel.
Unless one of the wizards came to see him and told him he needed to go to San Diego and see Shang-Chi. I don't think so.
Well, Shang-Chi and Kim both went with Wong.
They did. They did go with Wong. So unless Wong showed up in New York,
they went
and found Matt and said, "Hey, Matt, you need to go to Cali," and then and he's trying to put something together. That could very well. I would see that, but I'm not thinking that's what it is. I'm thinking he missed Karen. She is fine.
Yeah.
His homeboy is no longer there in New York with him. He is lonely and grieving. I'm thinking he went out there to see Karen.
Oh yeah.
And instead of getting Karen, ended up falling into the arms of She-Hulk.
Man, but that would be disappointing because I felt like they really hit it off. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're actually really cute together.
And I'm gonna say everybody was looking forward to seeing that relationship blossom. But I don't think we're gonna get that chance.
No, which is sad.
So
I have to admit though, when Turtle put in Jen, I think Jen was just one of the one-time things. I'm like, wait, my name is Jen, not that Jen.
The other Jen.
I was like, I was what? Oh wait, no, the
She-Hulk. She-Hulk. Yeah.
Like, what did I do?
Hey, Dion, you all right? Boy ain't got to catch no flight. He just, and we go.
What that man is saving with the way he can travel around the world? Jeez Louise.
Man. But we went on a little side mission there. Hey, that was the end of episode 5. Now we moving on to episode 6. And I'm going to let Jen open episode 6 up. Jen, give it to
him. Okay. There's a lot that happens in episode 6. I mean, a lot.
So y'all don't know. If you've been watching Daredevil, you know how much episode 6 gave us.
Oh my gosh, so much. Like the way they were showing the murals all over New York City, just like the scattered murals. Then we're back to the BB report, and they're asking, you know, do you feel safe in New York? And it's like, no, I don't feel safe. I'm like, keep going.
So was that bringing up anxiety for you, like when they show stuff like that? And that footage, I'm not gonna lie, that footage of them speaking to the people, it looks real. It looks like they're
those scenes to me are actually shot really well. That I feel, you know, they're very relatable and believable to a point.
Yeah.
Because you know they actually shot in what I would say typical areas that would be shot in for comments like that, because they're not going to go down to the most expensive business district and get comments like that. They're not going to go to the Upper East Side where the richie riches live. No, they're going to go down to the they're going to go down to the Bronx. They're going to go into the other boroughs. They're going to go down to like the Chelsea area where people live in New York and get comments on that. To answer your question though, no, it doesn't give me anxiety, but it's one of those things that where you live in New York, which is where this is very believable, and especially if you've grown up there in the boroughs and you know the borough, you know how the ebbs and flows are. You know when to be outside, when not to be outside, and where to go, where not to go. If you go to a place where you're not supposed to go, you have to go with a group. You know that like there's like a set culture and how to move around New York.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's anywhere though. No, that's you can go and hang out, where you can go and hang out, who you can go and hang out with.
That's anywhere, but like I feel like to me, New York is so different. Mm-hmm. And I know I say that with a bit of bias, but it's just different. It is. To me it is. But yeah, so we have this whole opening, and then you get the sanitation man in charge, director, whatever his official title is, it escapes me, comes into the mayor office and drops the news that, listen, we tried to remove the artwork, but then I had to actually send a sample in to
have it analyzed.
To have it analyzed because it wasn't working with my most powerful power washer. Mm-hmm. So there was definitely an epoxy on it, but then the reason why it's not coming off, it's because it's laced with human blood.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna post something right here. And Turtle, the Muse's art is truly good. It is, like they say, it's a work of art. And here's another theory for you, Turtle, in case you might have missed this one. I think that mural or that piece of art that the Kingpin keeps walking past every time he goes to see old boy,
that red splatter,
that's one of his pieces of art. Yeah. I think that's one of his pieces of art.
I agree.
So for the people who just joining us, we're talking about one of the characters in Daredevil Born Again. Episode 6. His name is the Muse. He is an artist who uses human blood in his paint to create art all around New York.
The Muse needs Jesus.
Hey, he needs more than Jesus. But let's go into this right quick. The White Tiger's niece has shown up again. Ayala, I think that's her name.
Yeah, Ayala. Okay. And, I will say this. You and I hypothesized that something was going to happen that was going to get Matt back into the suit. We didn't know what it was, but it had to be something very significant.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel that was the right call in the writing
to make him put that suit back on.
To make him put that suit back on, because of what happened to the White Tiger with, getting him off, and then now he's getting killed by dirty cops, feeling that sense of responsibility that he failed him even though he worked so hard, and now his niece is missing.
Man.
Like,
and for those of you who don't know, and I'm gonna keep saying this because y'all don't know, because y'all ain't watched it and y'all need to go and watch it. It's good TV. If you like good TV, you'll like it. We're talking about the White Tiger's niece has just been kidnapped by this serial killer who has killed over 80 people just for their blood to use it as paint for his art. Has kidnapped this young lady, Ayala. And the mother calls Matt and tells him, she's missing. I need you to help me find my baby.
Yeah, and you know what though? I have to call out the young one on her behavior. She went looking for something she had no business looking for.
Yeah. But she just trying to live through her uncle, like his wishes. Like she knew her uncle had been doing a little detective work.
Yeah.
She knew he was on to something big.
Yeah.
And she was like, for me to sit here and do nothing and not try and finish his last case, so to speak.
But then I have to give her credit because she did the right thing. She went to Matt.
Yeah, she did.
She tried going to Matt. She's like, look, you're a lawyer. You have all of these resources. Why aren't you using the resources?
Yep. But here's the thing though. I understand she went to Matt. But I'm gonna ask you this. In her mind, what does she think Matt could do? Not knowing he's Daredevil. He's a blind lawyer. Granted, he has resources, but what in her mind did she think he could do, to help close her uncle's last case as the White Tiger?
Well, I'm not really sure. I think that the character would have to answer that question for herself, because with her response and what she says to him, when he basically says, what do you want me to do? I'm just a lawyer. And the way she's like, and yet you have all these connections, you have this, you have that, blah, 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 blah. You can't use them? Yeah. What are you doing? Because in that respect, she's not wrong. Matt has connections. He has people that would do things for him. Like, look at the guy where he's like, find out, like when White Tiger got arrested, he's like, I need you to find out this. 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 He sent his dude out, and the dude got him the intel. Mm-hmm. So it's not like we haven't seen Matt do that previously, because he did.
Granted, Matt has connections, but Matt also has something that villains don't have. Matt has feelings, and he cares for people, and he has emotions. The other thing. So if he uses his people to go after a serial killer, and he does what he ended up doing to this young lady, then how do you think that would make him feel? I mean, we're not even talking about Fonny being dead still,
I think you just also answered your own question, because she doesn't know that he's Daredevil, and she doesn't know that that's also probably his thinking too. Like, he's like, you know what? I don't know if I can risk my people getting hurt with this, because we also see him have a moment with his guy. He comes in, he goes, hey, let the cops handle this. Let them do it the right way. Don't go out hunting. And then what is Matt doing in the apartment before the mother calls? He's researching.
Yep.
Like, he really took the niece's words to thought, which because the other thing too, he doesn't want to advertise that he's Daredevil. He's going to keep that close to his chest, so he's not going to tell her.
Oh man, so much. Okay, but it breaks my heart. So eventually, the young lady Ayala, she goes on this hunt, trying to close her uncle's last case. He's the White Tiger. And she ends up getting snatched up by the news. All right. But we're going to take a break from talking about the news, and let's talk about Kingpin and his actions. He has lost his damn mind. And let me tell you something, Jen. Remember what I told you about him eating that pasta every time you go see your boy? What is it making him again?
That
he can't fit his suits no more. He don't fit like he
that
used to.
jacket
You know why?
ripped.
Because you eating a trough of pasta every night with sausages on it.
That jacket ripped, and whoever did that sound design to make you really hear the rip.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It's just, and here's the thing. So Kingpin is the mayor, but as the mayor of New York, you still gotta rub and talk and smooze with
You gotta
the
booze
people
and
that make
smooth
things
if you want your money
in New York, the people with the money. You feel me? So he got to go in here and try to slick talk to people and get some money about it. That's another reason why I think he's going after that diamond. But back to what I was saying, I think he in there trying to slick talk to people, get the money about him, so he can do his court project. But these people are not dumb. They know he is the kingpin and what his previous job was before he became mayor.
They're calling him out on his
they are calling him out on his mess.
And they're not wrong. That's the thing. They're calling him out. He's not, and they're not wrong. And every time he's told no, his face twitches.
Yep, his face twitch or his fingers twitch.
He's like, twitches. Oh.
If I wasn't the mayor, in his mind, if I wasn't the mayor, the things I would do to you for telling me no.
Right? He don't like the word no. He don't like the word no. And you know what? I think that's another reason why he's keeping this dude, because that's the way he gets released. Because he could just go to beat the crap out of him to the point where he almost dies, lets him recover, and then beats him again.
So he can feel good about, telling his wife, I didn't kill him. He's not dead.
No, but you're sure beating him to the borderline where he's about to thunk over.
Yeah. But Kingpin is getting that big. He is focused on this port project where he's trying to bring and beautify this certain area of Hell's Kitchen. Say Hell's Kitchen. But the people that run New York, that make the decisions, the real decisions, they're like, no, we really don't care about the port. We really don't want you having anything to do with the port, because we know you used to be a major drug dealer and now you're the mayor and now you want to beautify the port. Come on. Well, something don't make sense to me.
Well, it's like the last gentleman that he spoke to at the party, he basically said, you don't understand the connections that are in the people that the connections have in this room. And it only takes one phone call.
Yep.
One phone call to achieve what you are wanting to do. But let me also present something to you. I could use that one phone call to buy your house.
Yep.
He's like, is that a threat? No, it's a fact.
It's a fact. And the thing is,
whatever the verbiage was, and it's not wrong.
He didn't like to hear that either. But that's why he went down there and beat the dude.
That's what I'm saying. He's keeping him alive so he can have something to release
his frustrations.
Because to me,
I'm gonna say something.
To me, that scene was so bad, I had to lower the volume and look away.
Really? I
struggled with that one. I was like, I can't watch. I just got done with Daredevil and Muse. I just
and this is where you're gonna disagree with me. I understand why Kingpin is doing this.
Why?
Because he feels like he was violated through his wife's actions of committing adultery. Because they didn't get a divorce, he wasn't dead, right? He was just in prison. Okay.
Well, I don't disagree with that, because the thing that we do agree on, even though he's a raving psychopath, he actually does love his wife.
Yeah, if that's the only person in the world, he loves her.
He actually does really love her. So yeah, there is that component where he's upset that his wife actually had an affair, because he actually somehow found someone that he actually really loves, and he does feel betrayed. So yeah. I mean, I can be empathetic to that part where you have a lot of anger because you're trying to rebuild something with your wife, but dude, you're just tormenting yourself by keeping the dude and tormenting the dude. You're tormenting each other.
Not even that. It's okay. Of course, and this is what I'm just getting it together in my head. I understand you've been with your wife for this long. I understand she knows who you are inside and out. And I know there's some attributes about her that you absolutely love about her, especially when it comes to her art and how she makes money, blah, 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 whatever. But if you know this woman don't want you to know, there's many other women out here. I'm saying, Jen, it's a lot of women in New York. It's a lot of beautiful women in New York who would love to be up under the kingpin.
Really?
I mean, think about it. She did. There are many more women like her.
But did she know at first, or did he keep it to her and she learned it later?
And then ain't never been no good dude.
I don't know. Like, see, this is why, like, I live in New York. I go to work and come home because I'm like, I don't know anything. Like that would be like with King Penn.
I'm just saying. Anyway, he can't get over it. Whatever this woman, whatever kind of voodoo she got on him is on him. They got his ass wrapped up tight. You understand? Because every time she do something that's unpleasing to him, Adam is gonna get it.
He twitches.
Or anybody upsets him to the point where he can't take it anymore, Adam is going to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Twitches.
And here's another thing. I'll bring this up, and then you call this a side mission if you want to. What if she never told Adam she was married? How would Adam know that this woman is the wife of the kingpin?
Because from her point of view, just going off in the therapy sessions, she probably came to a point that she thought, I'm never going to see him again. I have no idea where he went. He didn't tell me anything. What if he did get killed?
She would have known if the kingpin was dead, because that would have been all over the news.
Well, I'm just saying for like hypothetical argument. You know, like the idea of him not coming back for whatever reason. You know, she probably thought that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Turtle just posted something to me. Ain't nobody lying up the dog.
100% agree with the turtle.
Y'all gonna stop hating on Kingpin right now. Kingpin dressed nice. He's strong. He's over 6 feet. Like y'all like him. Y'all like him like that. Bald headed. Got lots of money. They still ain't lining up for him. No. Y'all see Jen face. Yeah, she ain't gonna line up for Kingpin. Okay.
No,
anyway,
I'll line up for Anakin Skywalker.
See, now look at you. Look at you. Like you just said, it depends on what your bad guy look like.
Like, listen, no. Kingpin can be in the pen way over there. I'll just go to another galaxy.
Oh my goodness.
When we're not in the same galaxy.
Oh my goodness. But we get off something. Back to this. Back to these ass whoopings that's getting handed out in episode 6.
They were intense. Oh my
so after Kingpin gets so upset, he goes downstairs to the dungeon where he's keeping this guy, who was sleeping with his wife and he was in prison, and gives this guy an axe and tells this story about when he was a kid, how he used to have to fight with his hands, and how much bigger the other people were that he had to fight, but he had to get it out the mud for real, bare knuckle, let's get it, right? Every day. So he throws this guy an axe and just looks at him and stands in front of the cage like, if you want your freedom, you got to go through me. And all I'm using is my bare hands. And Kingpin proceeds to whoop every bit of hope out of this dude.
There were moments where I was like, dude, aim the axe and keep it true. And then run like heck up those stairs, because he cannot run after you.
I was thinking the same thing.
Why don't you throw him off somehow and then book it, because that Kingpin can't run.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, roll that axe at his head, and as soon as you throw it, take off running. Don't let him grab you. Don't let him
do a Jason Momoa. And just book it.
I had so much hope for Adam.
Look what Tyler do. He said, "I would have bobbed and weaved his tail and
look, if I play football, I'm thinking, man, you just gotta do a jump cut and just take it off. You know, drop the axe.
You just gotta get him delirious, and then you can run, and then you good, and then leave the state. Leave the freaking state.
Leave the world. We in Marvel. Leave the world.
Well, you gotta get out of the state first, so you can get out of the world. You gotta
my goodness, but needless to say, Kingpin proceeds to whoop the mess out of it. I mean, just beat the dude.
He even yells "fight" at one point.
Yeah. But this man can't fight nobody. There's no more fighting.
Nope.
So Kingpin just drags him back to the prison cell, to his little dungeon, and locks him back up. And
he's gonna let him recover.
Yep.
Let him heal up, and then beat him up again.
And Kingpin is surprisingly fast for a really big dude with those punches, and extremely powerful. The way he was hitting that guy, it was way beyond.
The sound design was so good. I had to lower the volume. Like for me, I was like, nope.
That scene was super intense, and if you can't handle super intense scenes, and I know people are on here who have watched The Punisher, and you know the scene I'm talking about, that prison scene. You can't handle stuff like this. You might want to skip that part. The story is still good. You might want to just skip that part. But we're gonna go from this fight to another fight because Matt Murdock finds the muse.
Man, like
while he's draining Ayala.
Like that whole thing, like that moment that pushed him to put on the suit where he literally says F it and then goes upstairs and gets the suit. Mm-hmm. And then you see the muse carrying Ayala, which I'm like, get stupida. Why are you in the subway? Why?
Oh,
why?
Man.
Why?
I knew he was gonna snatch her.
Oh yeah, like the moment you saw her in the tunnels and it was that red hue, I'm like, you found the freaking lair. She was
already on the right track.
Yeah, like she got too close, so he had no choice.
But
look what he did to those two girls. Like, oh my gosh, are you like the muse? Can we like take a picture? We won't take a picture of your face. Mm-hmm. Just you doing that.
For what reason would you run up on somebody you think is a serial killer? Please help me out, Jennifer. I know you live in New York, but do people really get down like that?
If they're drunk enough.
Oh my goodness! If you think somebody is
if they are in the city partying till like there's no tomorrow and they're drunk enough, they probably would.
You don't run up on somebody. Hey, yeah, are you the such and such? Can we take a picture of you like doing your art? Man, you don't get. You know what? Don't even worry about it. Now y'all have become permanent art. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yep.
But then that was a whole scene on its own. But then the baby gets snatched up. Matt finds her and proceeds to whoop the thought of art out of the muse.
Real quick, Doc. Turtle's yelling at us in the chat because we're skipping.
What I miss?
That we're not going to talk about how he suited up and then was flying across New York City, zip lining everywhere.
Let me put this up here. Let me put this up.
He got the suit.
I apologize, Turtle. I got to run in my mouth. Yeah.
He did.
My man suited up.
He looked good. He looked good zip lining. I'm calling it.
And he got suited and booted, and he whipped out his. You can't even call them nunchucks. That thing like break up and it does a whole bunch.
What are those things?
Nunchuck with a long chain. I don't know. Whatever they are, they work for him because he is a master at it.
Dude, that is a sick weapon.
Yes. So he was zip lining and flying and jumping on roofs and everything. But he did all that.
Thank you, Turtle. Batten. Batten. He says
it's a batten. Oh, that's a nice weapon. So that's what the weapon is that the Daredevil uses. Thank you, Turtle, for that. It's a hell of a weapon. And when he uses it, man, he can throw it at you, retract it, kind of like Scorpion does, but he send them things at you. And the way he uses it is awesome. And he used it on the Muse. He whooped that dude.
Gave the Muse literally a run for his money. He was like,
"Oh my goodness,
bye."
He beat that dude so bad.
Yeah,
this dude left his lair. When you get your butt whooped so bad and you leave your own house, that's a problem. So,
yeah. I love that shot though when he's basically Ayala's already dead. If you think about it, because the way he was pumping the heart.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at what you just said with Ayala being dead. I'm laughing at what I see what Turtle just said down here.
Oh no, I see it in the chat. I see it. He zipped his
He zipped right in the subway.
Oh, yeah.
We don't say nothing about that because this is like comic book type stuff. But yeah, he zipped right down in that subway.
Oh, he zipped. He's
but
zipped.
Yeah, back to what you're saying, Jen. Yeah, at this point, Ayala is dead.
She is dead, and he's just extracting all of her blood because the way he has to give her a good punch in the chest to get her heart going, she was already gone.
Yeah.
But that shot where Muse again hears something and he goes to check it out, and you see that red light and then that slight silhouette coming more and more into focus, and then he just throws a punch. I was like, oh, that's such a good shot.
Yes. So this is the end of episode 6. So he beats the Muse down.
Oh, wow.
He's in his lair where there are still some people down there hanging up.
They're hanging.
Yeah, they're hanging up being drained. And he revives Ayala, and then now we gotta wait for episode
7. What he said. You know what he says, right? He's like, "I'm back."
Yeah.
He says, "I'm back."
And so now we gotta wait for episode 7. So it took us 5 episodes. No, 6 episodes
to get the suit.
Matt to get the suit back on.
Man, for 6 episodes, and we had, I know there's a total of 9, so we have 3 left in the series already. So we're actually at the halfway point.
Yeah, we are. We only got 3 more episodes.
We're at the halfway point of the season. So with I think the writing is doing really well with the pacing of the story and all the setups that they're doing, because it's clearly now, especially with Kamala in season 5, episode 5, they're clearly setting up for Young Avengers. There's no mistaking it now.
Do you think? I'm sorry to cut you off. Do you think she gets a cameo before the end of this first season of Born Again?
I don't know. I mean, they kind of did with the Funko Pop, in a way. So because I don't know how that would fit into the Daredevil theme, because if anyone knows, does Miss Marvel even show up in Daredevil comic books at all?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know, because I've never read these comic books.
Yeah, those are comic books I haven't read either. I don't think there is, but then I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, please let me know where that is.
Here's the thing. They're all in New York.
Yeah, they are.
I'm sure she's heard of him. Like Spider-Man has heard of,
Oh yeah.
him, and Spider-Man, I'm for sure has heard of. Well, he didn't hear about Blade until Blade showed up trying to kill Morbius. But they're all in New York, right there with each other. You know what I'm saying? Well, not right there with each other, but in their different areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, in this universe with so many superheroes living in New York, and the Avengers. Thank you. They pimp Kamala out to every comic book, never a Daredevil. I don't think. Okay, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me to a point. But But anyway, you know, I agree that they are aware of each other. They have to be. It's New York City.
Yeah.
And like if this was really happening in our world today, it is inconceivable for me to think that they wouldn't cross paths at some point.
Yeah.
Or like depending on who the bad baddie was, that they would have to join forces because two heads are better than one in some cases. So
I mean, like I think about like even if when you're watching Luke Cage, when Luke Cage mentions something about I'm not worried about what's going on in what do you say like Upper New York or whatever. I'm only worried about what's going on down here in Harlem because they were talking about the Avengers in I guess whatever part of New York they were in.
Yeah, because that's the other thing that people forget. Like up here in New York, if you say someone who is from Brooklyn who is from the Bronx or vice versa, it is one of the most highest offensive things you can say to a New Yorker. I mean, that's one thing about New York, that one of the things people don't play about is what part of New York they're from. So that's legit, like for a character to say, I'm not worried what's going on in the Upper East. I don't care. I care what's happening here. Because that's just how New York is. You have the 5 boroughs and they're all different.
Man, that's crazy though, but I understand what you're saying. Just like if you from Texas and somebody say you from Alabama. Wait a minute, hold on, watch them out.
Right? Or like say, you're from Tennessee, aren't you? I'm sorry.
Right. No.
What?
Right.
Like, I don't like we have the joke up here now amongst New Yorkers and New Jerseys. Oh, we're all New Yorkers. But then sometimes if you get the right New Jersey person, oh, you're a New Yorker. I am from Jersey, sir.
Oh, it's like that.
It's still like that.
Oh, snap.
It's still like that. I mean, it's gotten better over the years, but you still have that little percentage of like, and New Yorkers still comment on New Jersey drivers. We still complain about each other's driving, even though we all drive in the same place.
I was gonna say, don't y'all all drive crazy?
We do.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
we do. We're literally neighbor. We're everybody's cousins.
Really?
Dion said you went deep with the theory.
No, I just typed that to Turtle because it's theory, and I'm gonna put it up here. So this is Turtle's theory. He said he thinks we're in the year 2028 because they say in the episode 5 that St. Patrick's Day was on Wednesday. So he went deep with that one. So we're in the future.
Okay.
2028. So we're in 2028.
Which one in real
life?
That's
an interesting theory.
Huh.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
To wrap it up again, I'm looking forward to these last 3 episodes. I'm looking forward to seeing if the Punisher is actually going to come out and
they
search up the news as well, because I'm sure he probably heard about these missing people as well. I don't know what he was doing down there in his lair when Murdoch went down there and found him the first time. But I'm pretty sure they might bring him back for something. I'm hoping they do. I'm looking forward to the writing.
I mean, if they're not going to kill him off, because when they introduced the White Tiger, I thought, oh, wow, are they going to do like a partnership?
Right.
And then, nope. But then the very next episode, we get the Punisher and they're talking about Muse. So I'm like, maybe this is going to be where the voices. Because also, the other thing that happened, Fisk enlisted all of the dirty cops to be his.
We skipped that part, but that's so true. He enlisted all the dirty cops
that have that Punisher tattoo on them.
Didn't I say that in episode 1?
You did.
About that guy?
You did.
I said, I bet you he was on some type of anti-vigilante squad.
Yes.
Didn't I tell you that?
You called it, and that's exactly what happened.
And then it turned out, episode 6, here come Wilson Fisk talking about, hey, now I got an anti-vigilante squad.
He's got a task force.
And who's on this squad? Old boy who was on the murder trial.
On the trial.
You know, or he wasn't on trial. He was a witness because his friend had gotten popped by a train and tried to blame it on the White House.
Yep.
So that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But
so
for the end of this episode, I think, like I just said, and I'm not going to repeat everything I just said. I just think I'm looking forward to seeing these next 3 episodes. The writing is good. I've enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the story. I'm hoping they bring the Punisher out and Matt and he team up. I think that'd be really great, but I'm not going to speculate too much because we're going to get more episodes with season 2.
I agree. I agree with you just because of looking at the setups that they're doing and looking at the writing at this point. I'm also guesstimating that there's going to be a team up between these two because, to use Fisk's words, they're going to be squeezed to the point where they don't have a choice. So,
and the fact that one guy, the one little boss, I can't remember his name at the moment. The one little boss that went to see him in the office and was like, "I'm not going to pay such and such to 1.8," and then
yes.
And I know he wanted to squeeze his neck until his head popped, but he didn't.
He even offered him 2.8, and he said no. I didn't think of it.
So he took his pen off and said, "Yeah." So now it's $2.8 million, not just $1.8 million.
Yep.
And I need to, and you have until the end of the week to give old guy his money, and we're gonna have a problem.
Doc, I just had a thought.
before you say that, I'm just gonna put this up and just let that sit there.
Well, that has a part of the comics that might be in the show. Oh yeah, the Swordman. Yes, Dion said that earlier. I think.
Turtle had mentioned that. The source was in there from Hawkeye, and he was in the background. Remember when they was asking about if you feel safe in New York, and one guy was like, "Look, let me show you this fight," and there was a swordsman in the background doing his thing, and then he said, "Hey, I feel safe if the swordsman was out here because the cops ain't doing nothing."
Right. So I just had another thought. Going back to the diamond heist. What if it was the guy that has to pay the 2.8 mil? What if he's the boss?
He could be the boss, but I don't think he's that smart to go after that specific guy.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I mean, I really don't know how Kingpin brain works, but it works magnificently because he seems to know every daggum thing that happens.
He's
not
like
only in New York, but everywhere.
He's like Moriarty, Professor Moriarty from Sherlock.
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
He's like Professor Moriarty.
And just that guy, Moriarty, if you don't know who that is a Sherlock Holmes character. He is Sherlock Holmes' greatest nemesis because he is such a genius.
Yeah, the way they go toe to toe.
But wrap up here tonight. Listen, it seems like we both are looking forward to seeing this thing come to a not end, but these next 3 episodes. We're looking to see where the story goes. We are both excited to see where the story goes.
Yes.
I am getting more nervous for the therapist each episode, but and the fact that she wants to write this new book about vigilantes, something like that.
Yeah, and then the assistant who's working in the mayor's office. I'm just like, please don't push too much. Yeah, please don't stop pushing. Stop. You're excellent. Stop pushing.
Yeah,
I'm worried for her.
I'm worried for her too. But with all that being said, look, Jen, we come to another ending of an episode of All Star Fandom. How you feeling so far? I know. Look, we both missed the. How you feeling? You and I hanging out.
Hey, we doing good. We are having so much fun. And Dion, if you are still watching, thank you for hopping on, man, with the baby.
Oh yeah. So before we get out of here, I know Jen has her stuff down there, but I'm gonna flash it down here anyway. Jen, can you tell the people where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok and Blue Sky at Nerdiqua. You can also find my handle, which I'll send you the updated one. It's updated on my handle now on the screen. At Rocking the Bald Pod for Rocking the Bald Podcast. I did a slight brand change, but that is my personal podcast. You can find me there. And yeah, that's me where I am.
That's awesome. Hey, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for being here every single time we get on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Back.
And as y'all know, I'm Doc, half of All-Star Fandom Show. My homeboy DM is doing his thing, and he'll be back soon. But until he returns, you can still go and follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and of course here at YouTube at All-Star Fandom Show, where we do this thing for y'all. And it's been me, Doc. And over there is Jen. And we out this thing.
Bye.